work of locals on the ground. It has been a really testing night for a lot of people. I want to thank the Townsville community, but the operations on the ground here have been phenomenal, and I know that the Mayor will address those issues shortly. As we know, there is still heavy rainfall across this area. This monsoonal trough just doesn't want to seem to move much at all. There's going to be heavy rainfall over the next couple of days. There will also be damaging wind gusts and intense rainfall with significant flash flooding. So once again, our message is if you don't need to be out on the roads, please don't. As I said yesterday, the schools are still closed. We're going to be reassessing it, but it is highly likely the schools will be closed tomorrow. From the point of view we now need to get audits done of those schools to look at assessments, especially where there could be flood damage and also electrical works that are needed. There are major flood warnings for the Flinders, Cloncurry River, the Leichhardt River, the Haughton River, the Ross River and the Upper Burdekin Dam. So once again, please everyone take care. We also have a number of isolated communities, Normanton, Corumba, Doomadgee, McKinley and Julia Creek. So of course our thoughts are with these communities, and once that we can get freight through to these communities, we will. Out west there is some relief in relation to the amount of rainfall that they are receiving. That is welcome in these communities. And of course there is a lot of rain around Cloncurry. The TAFEs are closed. We've got 6 TAFEs closed around this region. The courts are closed, and as I said, the schools are closed. We have 6 evacuation centres. Nearly 1,000 people are in those evacuation centres. And when we move to community recovery, I know a lot of people will want to know how they can get the help that is necessary. If people want to know and they can access a phone, they can call 1800 173 349. Just let me give that number again, 1800 173 349. There have been over 3,200 applications that have been received to date, and of course we have over 200 staff that are ready to help supporting those recovery efforts. It's great to see the people on the ground as well. We've got Red Cross staff, we've got Lifeline staff. We saw reinforcements of SES this morning that are helping to relieve the crews that worked overnight. And as I said, a lot of families are going to be going through a rough time, and there is lifeline support that is needed. It is a very stressful time for many families around the north and out in the northwest, and we are going to be here to help you. Planning, of course, is being undertaken at the state level to consider the resource needs for Townsville in the coming days, and it's nothing like being on the ground with the State Disaster Coordinator and of course Commissioner Carroll, the Mayor, my local members, to make sure that the needs of the community are being met. And once again, great work from everyone involved. Finally, I just want to thank everyone for the work overnight. Over 1,100 people were assisted to relocate. Amazing work from everyone, from QFES to the Army and Police. Extraordinary work, absolutely extraordinary. 18 swiftwater rescues, and I'll get Commissioner Carroll to address that. So thanks everyone for all the hard work on the ground. We're not out of this yet. The monsoonal trough is still settling in over Townsville. So from Cardwell all the way down to Bowen is our watch area. And of course we'll be updating the community as best as we can. I'll hand over to our State Disaster Coordinator. I know who wants to give a special thanks to all the people on the ground for last night.
Thanks, Brenda.
The emergency signal has been attached to the latest advisory from the Bureau of Meteorology. Major flood warning for the Ross River, updated at 5 a.m. Risk to life and property. Dam releases have reduced as levels in the Ross River Dam have reduced. Moderate flooding continues to slowly ease at Applin Weir. However, renewed rises to the major flood level are possible if further forecast heavy rains occurs. Conditions may change rapidly, and stay informed. Look for updates or follow advice from emergency services. Now we have a look at the main severe weather warning update. Monsoon trough extends from the tropical low in West 96p and is currently located about 170 kilometres north of Cloncurry through Gregory Springs to about Townsville. East coast adjacent inland areas of heavy rainfall with 6 hourly totals between 150 to 200 millimetres are likely within the warning area during today and into Wednesday morning. Concentrated areas of intense rainfalls with totals up to 300 millimetres possible, particularly with bands of thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall will likely be confined to areas south of Ayr. However, the threat for severe thunderstorms with heavy, potentially intense rainfall remains a risk for areas for the north. Damaging wind gusts of up to 90 kilometres an hour possible about the coast and south of Bowen. Locations which may be affected include Mackay, Townsville, Bowen, Ayr, Palm Island, Ronnie Stone, Proserpine, the Whitsunday Islands and further south, Serena. And whilst a number of major flood warnings are current for the region since 9 a.m. Monday, Upper Bulloo water 356 millimetres, Palima 344, Ronnie Stone 158, Clark Range 147 millimetres. For the northwest interior, they are really happy that they have finally received some decent rainfall and a year's amount in some areas. Heavy rainfall may lead to localised flash flooding, likely to continue across the northwestern interior. 6 hourly rainfall totals 70 millimetres to 120 millimetres possible. Damaging winds no longer expected across the northwestern interior, and locations which may be affected include Julia Creek, Richmond and Winton. Julia Creek Airport 179, Glen Idle 132 and Etta Plains 88 millimetres. And finally in this update we have a look at the Bureau's 12 and 24 hour rainfall information. And we will continue to bring the latest information. The tropical weather scene is now increasing. Joint Typhoon Warning Centre is now on board for the tropical disturbance to the north of Samoa. We have one further rest in the Vanuatu region, to which the Bureau of Meteorology is monitoring. In our next update we'll provide some information on the tropical scene.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name, Force 13, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force 13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.